We need to talk about Candy Mason. I actually reviewed one of his projects before. That one project nine he put out a couple of years ago, I think it was. Um, this is one of the smartest, creative young cats in hip hop right now. He released his latest project, Bulldawg, dropped it on May 12th through RCA, and it feels like the clearest picture yet of who he is as an artist. The rollout kickoff um, was with this double-sided track, "Bounce with Me." It gave listeners just enough of the album's energy without revealing too much of the playbook. If you've been following Mason since Angelic Hoodrat, you already know what he's on. You already know his music hits different. He's never treated rap and rock like two separate worlds. And this is yet another project where he sort of marries the two, and he's like just perfecting his style and carving out his own his this particular this lane. On Bulldog, he's not really explaining his approach anymore. He's really settling into it. The guest list says a lot. You know who you choose to represent you and who chooses to jump on as a feature. You know what I mean? They're intentional. You know what I mean? They bring in different styles, different backgrounds, and but they all had the same willingness to push past genre boundaries in their appearances. When he was talking to, he did an interview with Fader, and he described making Bulldog as sort of like almost like a spiritual experience for him. Uh, he recalled on memories of like growing up listening to Tupac, while at the same time having these two like conservative, religious grandmothers, right? And it's sort of like a darkness and a brightness that were always like competing within him. And according to him, this is the most authentic version of this sound that he's developing so far. And fans are getting firsthand taste and a chance to hear it because he's the American Bulldog tours right now running across North America. So if you can, go see a show. If he's coming in the city near you, go check the boy out, get some merch, and support your young artists that are coming up in the game. But let's get into a little bit about the production on this joint because that's where a lot of the album's identity really shines. The rock elements, of course, drive the emotion through this thing. The trap production keeps everything moving underneath. Plenty of artists have tried to marry this sound. I think of like Lil Wayne, you know what I mean, early on, and they don't always get it right, right? One of my favorites projects, which I have some problems with, is the collision. I think it was Collision Course with Jay Z and Linkin Park, because it always kind of felt a little bit layered. Where you could feel there's rap here and there's rock here, and they both sound great, but like the mixing, I guess I don't know. It's just it was clear that it wasn't done in studio, sort of thing, and they kind of like feel like they were silo, but they kind of just made it work, right? Whatever, right? So I still love that project though, but when you melt it together and from the seed, from the seeds or the stems, right? We call it, right, from the stems of music, right? Um, like Kenny does here, you can feel it. You can feel the marriage. You can feel the synchronicity. I guess is that if that's a word, right? You can hear Atlanta Zone 4 all over this, right? Even though there's a lot of rock in this, right? Faith, struggle, hope, doubt. They're all woven into the fabric of the record. JID has a track on here. He brings precision and intensity. Paris, Texas is another one of those features. There's a little bit of a chaotic alternative energy on that track. Dominic Fike delivers one of the album's most melodic moments, I would say, without any of these features like pulling the project off course. So shout out to them being able to collaborate like this and just and still keep the identity of the project whole. I love to see it. Mason has spoken openly again about how he feels sometimes like he questions his place in this game of ours, right? This thing of ours, and it's kind of one of those what do they call that thing? Not fake it till you make it, but sort of like imposter syndrome, right? It feels like imposter syndrome so many times. So I love to see that he's able to channel that in the music here, right? Because there's doubt here, right? And it's coming out of of either side of it. It's like it's doubt. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna make it a doubt, or am I not gonna? Or is this good, or am I good? Am I good enough? Right? And it all comes out. It shows through Bulldog, and it's messy, right? It's sort of like a messy metamorphosis that he's going through to really truly find and own his space and own his true self and show up as his true self. And it's a project that shows growth in a human being, and you love to see it. Bounce with Me is a dope track on here. Bounce with Me shows up early. This is your second track on this thing. Two sides of Kenny show up on this record. The first half is explosive. The second half slows down a little bit inward, but it's a snapshot of what the album's mission is all about. Test Me with JID. This joint is straight pressure. These are two swords just sharpening each other on this thing. The performance is dope. JID is dope wherever he shows up. Black Fit is that's my shit. Black Fit is my shit. This when I hear a black man defining himself in a world that tries to define him first, he's trying to say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud out there, but also just like being frustrated with what you constantly have to like. It's almost like hitting you get a head against the wall. You know what I mean? Just take one step. To what is it? Take once. Take two steps back. Just take one step forward, right? Or take two steps forward, one step back every time, right? Like, progress is slow, but it's going. You know what I mean? If we have enough resilience, it carries the weight. That track carries that weight. But, uh, it's a bop. It's a wild energy bop, right? He says, "From the ashes in perfect fashion, my fit black. With my skin and my heart to match it, my fit black. On the day I lay in a casket, my fit black. Dressed for success, bitch, I had to get my get back. Hold up. Get back." This reminds me of like a saying we used to say. I don't know if people still say this, but like, so it's my, you got to do this, you got to do that. Or I was like, no, the only thing I got to do is stay black and die. Right? And he's talking, like, with my skin and my heart to match my fit black on the day I lay in a casket, my fit black. I was born black, I'm going to die black. That's the only sure thing about this crazy word of ours. Right? And, uh, and don't you ever forget it. And don't you ever forget it. I hate it. But this has been said to me before in the past, and it took me some years to get the words to be able to express how uncomfortable this thing was. And when they say when it's the thing when like a white person comments on, let's say, your etiquette or your intellect, or your vocabulary or something, right? But even black people did this too. Oh, it irritates me so bad. Black people do this too. Talking about like you talk like a white person. Like what? They don't have no exclusivity on the English language. No, it's like we all speak this. Like because you're white and you talk like that, and I talk like this, you automatically gonna say I talk white. Like no, man, that's watering down my blackness a little too much. No, how about you expand? How about you expand your perception or your familiarity with how black people talk? How about you try that? And then you'll realize, oh, they don't talk like black. They talk like a regular human being. They talk like an educated human being, or they talk like a well-read person or something like that. Not they talk white. So like talking smart is an exclusively white thing. That's whack as fuck. But in a track like this, like he's saying, and I ain't never gonna let you forget that I'm black. I'm black. Like, and I don't gotta do no stereotype or no trope thing for you to remember that I'm black. Cause sometimes people look, oh, I don't see color. Nah, bro, you gonna have to see all this. You gonna have to see all this melanin. Nah, bro, that melanin come with some experience, some particular experiences that you don't know about, and I want to show up in all those experiences, cause all those experiences inform the decisions that I make today, and how I lead, and how I show up, and how I deliver the messages that I got to when I got to survive and move about this space of ours, right? Especially being in a place in America, especially being in America. Like, no, you can't. So, and that, because at the end of the day, I'm still going to die. I'm going to be a black man in a casket. So, dope bars right there. The whole song is dope. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is mosh pit music. The energy on this track is straight up it ain't. It ain't gonna be me in that mosh pit, not at my big ass age, right? Not at my big age. I ain't gonna be in that mosh, but I'm gonna watch it and be like, yeah, I get it. I wish I had I wish I had the recovery to get down there with y'all, but I'm there in spirit in that mosh pit. So he's got several tracks on here that are like mosh pit ready. Black Fit is one. Come True. Yeah, that's back to back on that joint. And yeah, that joint is bounced back to back on that joint, right? Bounce with Me is another dope one. That's a lot of energy. Uh, so you look, I think man, that live show's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit. What makes the album work the most is the sequencing. Intentional sequencing on here. We've got 15 tracks. It runs a total of 47 minutes, right? I say play that joint front to back. You know, when the first the opening track has a little bit of a monologue and everything in there, so it's like it matters. Introducing you to it sets the table, right? So definitely, I say give it one full listen, one full spin on there. Um, the By the end of the project, there's a confidence that feels earned. I went through all of this and I walked you through all of this journey, and he ends it with like his head held high, with like his straighten up his crown, and it feels earned. He put in that work because this is a phenomenal body of work. Um, I say the best scenario for listening to this joint is gonna be loud. That's the best scenario. Is loud, and it ain't gonna be no louder than that mosh pit. I, Put it. He talked about in an interview how like he loves to hear albums in the car, right? Personally, I think there's like scenarios where albums might like land the best for people. You know what I mean? Whether that's on a hike or I might recommend it cleaning like your apartment or something, or hosting a gathering or something like that. This is one of those joints that is it's for the car, but it's particularly for the car on the way to the show. If you're going to the show, that's usually my favorite part when I'm going to a show, right? I'll be listening to that artist for like 3 days straight, all day stuff, right? And all the stuff I'm expecting to hear in the show. Just like really like just like immersing myself in their art, and then so like listen to the car, blast it, play it loud, don't apologize for it. It calls for that energy. It calls like throwing bows kind of energy. So do that and then go to the show and like hear it live. It's gonna be an amazing experience. That's why I recommend really listening to it front to back. The transitions matter. The emotional swings matter. The pacing matters. You can shuffle it. And you can still have a good time. But the full experience reveals the message. That's what makes Bulldawg more than just a collection of songs.
It's challenge day.